And so again, just, I guess the biggest thing too is like the first quote on the first page I had is that we read so that we know we're not alone, or we talk so that we know we're not alone. So again, making those connections as well. Does anyone have any questions, comments, anything? We're good.
How do you know how to choose books?
I don't. I just like I said, it's just more of a mindset. Like if you know that this is something that you want to talk about, you'll experience it. Like honestly, once you do it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard to explain, but there's not. You can turn any book into anything you want it to be. Like you can turn all books into writing assignments. You can turn all books into poetry assignments. You know what I mean? Like it's.
But I mean, getting that first part of I see myself in the book, or I read to know that I'm not alone.
It's more think aloud, because you as the instructor, teacher, whatever, you're modeling it. So it's more like the first, like maybe 2 or 3 I did, no, the first 3 or 4 I did was more of a think aloud. Okay, this is how I feel. I wonder this, and I wonder how does he feel when he lives only with his grandmother, and man, I wonder where his dad is. You know what I mean? So just as you read through the book, think aloud and allowing the students to hear your thought process, then they'll be able to start having that same thought process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just,
the first book,
a lot of books in like my classroom are nonfiction. And
so, but if they're nonfiction, then maybe it's like a, if there's a book, I was thinking of Freedom Writers. I watched that the other day. And when the girl read the book about Anne Frank, and she was like, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me that she was going to die in the end? I hate this book, yada, yada, yada. But again, that, do you know what I mean? That connection right there, that was a nonfiction text. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, go ahead.
My thought was chicken foot soup for the soul, because the personal narratives are so short and usable in a class, but they always create a lot of interest in your classroom. Read them ahead of time.
And I will tell you the first yes, definitely. And that's, I read through all of the books that I have used. This is probably about, probably used about 20 different books. So I only brought a few today. But the first book that I used when I did it was Those Shoes. And, well, you'll get to hear what it's about in a little bit. But I used, what grade do you teach?
I teach high school, they're high school students, but their reading levels are anywhere from 3rd grade below.
Yeah, I taught, I do this same program. I have a grant for the same program that I do during the summer school, and I have high school students, and I use these exact books. And their ability level, some are on grade level, some are 11th graders, some, you know what I mean? So it's just not so much the level of the book, it's so much the presentation of the information in the book. So the level and all that stuff doesn't matter.
So it's more of a model than a shared group experience.
Yep.
Not so much something that, so I guess I was thinking more having books available just for them to read on their own, and after doing the model and share with the students and showing them the process, and then getting them to see how to connect with the book, and
then they go apply it every single time.
No,
it's more so, like I said, it's more so a thought process. So after they've done the modeling and share, so you may feel that this book connects to you, but the person next to you may not feel that. But that's okay, because at some point in time they're going to come across a book that does connect to them, whether it's a picture book, whether it be fiction, fantasy, or nonfiction. Something's going to get home, and they're going to have the thought process that you've modeled to help them decipher whatever it is that they're going to decipher, to internalize it. Does that make sense now? So it doesn't necessarily, it's not like a series, or it's not like, okay, everybody, okay, you go, I've modeled this lesson, now you go do the lesson type of thing. It's more so just an opportunity to allow them a different take on books. That's not necessarily always academic, because the biggest thing is feeling, the biggest thing of it is just pure expression. So with pure expression, I think it helps them be able to, if they have the ability to internalize and have a thought process when they're reading a book, then when it comes time for a specific writing prompt, then they're not going to be as angst to be able to do that writing prompt. You know what I mean? So it just helps them be able to generate ideas and be able to flow a little bit better with their writing. So although it's not necessarily academic, it helps with their academics when they're able to express themselves openly more often. And it's not such a strict environment. That's why I like it the most. So I've done it like in journal style. When I do the writing, it's called From Me to You. When I do that writing program, I do it kind of in a journal style type of thing, where it's, obviously it's more ideal because I only have like 10 students during the summertime, but they'll do theirs and I'll write back to them. So kind of like a read and response type thing. But it may be everybody is reading the same book, or it may be I've done it where we pick two groups of 4 and you all read the same book, and then you all kind of communicate with each other. So sometimes it is a silent conversation, but you still have that mutual understanding of what I feel, what I've gained, what I've gone through, what you've gone through type of thing. Better? Okay. Thanks. Any other questions? Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I am going to read my story. I don't have an Elmo, so I'll just. Do you guys want to see the pictures, or can I just read it? No, the pictures are going to help. I'm going to scoot up.
There is a document camera that we can use.
No, this is going to be Let's see wires and stuff. That's just going to be stressful. So this book is called The Adventures of Daryl and the Invincible Man. This is on Wally's. On Wally Akatua, he's actually a professor. Is he here still? Here, you'll know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and so as I read the book to you guys, these are just some of the different things that I've considered as far as this thought process. So I'll read through them, and then as we read, you can kind of just be thinking about some things. And then if you have something while we're reading, like a comment or aha or whatever it is, please interrupt. So the idea that he loved all those superheroes, he was able to make his connection that you'll read about. Images of what make us who we are. Like, are these people so cool because they have abilities, or do you just think they're cool and they could do nothing and you just like their outfit? Is that why they're cool? Type of thing. The notion that clothes make us who we are, because obviously they're superheroes, so does that make them better than the average person? You'll find in the story they talk about a cake, and he doesn't have money for the cake, so again, that may be another connection for some students. And what have you had money for, or what have you wished you had money for that you didn't have? So do you know what I mean? The simplicity of the connections that are made. It doesn't have to be anything higher level or anything. It can be as simplex as possible. Like, it doesn't matter. No skills like his mother has. So again, the notion that, man, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do this, does this make me less, am I not as good as you, or those types of things. The grandpa lives there, you don't see a father. Does the grandpa live there? Do they take care of him? Is he just over there just because, or how does that work out? There's images of black and white in the picture as far as race. And then, again, the internalization that his grandfather helped him to